Welcome to the first Power Rankings of the 2022 season. Week 3 / week 2 recap of Power Rankings for Paint This One Purple, presented by Miller Lite. I am a hypocrite because I'm actually drinking a Busch Light while recording this. Speaking of recording, it's going to be like this screen capture mode with my voice for maybe this week and maybe next. I'm trying to figure out. I was trying to do Google Meet record, but I gotta have like the paid version. I'm not paying for that, so I'm trying to figure out the cheapest way possible. I have a built-in webcam, so maybe I just need to download some software where I can do this. I don't know, but that's for right now. I'm trying to keep these like 10 to 15 minutes long, short and sweet. This one might run 20 minutes long. I'm not promising anything, but that's what I'm aiming at. So you can just listen to it on your ride to from work on probably Thursdays. On Thursday mornings is when I'm trying to aim for these um, to come out each week. Um, so let's go ahead and move on to the not the rankings yet. I got some ground rules, and some new things I want to present. And so here we go. Rules. This is my list. If you have something to say about it, you can make your own list and record it and put up the time and effort. I know Teddy knows how that is. Knows how that works, like where you put a lot of time and effort into something, and for people to complain about it, it's like, hey guys, this is free. If you want to do your own list, go ahead, or if you disagree, go ahead. This is my opinion. So rankings, like I said, are based on record, points for, my personal feelings, and above all, style and grace. Don't forget those last two. But there's a little bit of mix of those where I think your team is headed, where think you're if you're having a bad stretch or bad luck, or that I will have stats to back up my feelings. Record is important, but it's not end all be all. I lean more towards the points for, because the points for means your team is scoring a lot. Your team probably will be winning a lot if your team is scoring a lot. So that's why I feel like points for is probably like more weighted. But record also means something, because like, hey, at the end of the season, it's not always the guy with the best record. It's not always the guy with the most points for. So that's why fantasy is fun. There will be no projecting or looking ahead. This list is purely a reaction each week. If you don't like it, well, that's too damn bad. But that was a bad holes impression. But let's move on. No projecting, no looking forward. I will have, maybe some quips about, a guy coming back off injury, or a guy coming back off suspension, or a guy someone traded for that will, make their team better moving forward. That's as far as. I'm not going to do a head-to-head matchup. Oh, he has an easy matchup this week. I'm not doing that. I'm not looking at matchups. I'm looking at your team and seeing what your team has done. That's what power rankings are for. Power rankings are not for what can you possibly do. But I'll do a little projection. Say, hey, this team is maybe falling on some bad luck. I will have stats to back that up. So, starting next week, each week we'll have a theme. This week, since this is the first week, no theme. Next week's theme is what Greenville, North Carolina restaurant is your team like? So I'm going to compare your team to a restaurant in Greenville. And then next week I will reveal the following week's theme. So kind of just, keep it light, like it will be all related. So each power rankings will have a theme, and I will have my kind of twist on things. New stats. These are, I think, some of these stats have been presented before. I think with the bad, with one of these, I think Jordan did a good job with his spreadsheet and all that stuff. Like, but I'm kind of keep it short and sweet and simple. And there's two new stats I like to present to you is wins added because of bad starts, or WOBs for short. So WOBs are wins added if the person played someone off their bench instead of a starter. So basically, like, you started the wrong person. If you so you started the wrong person and you lost, this will add a win pretty much. It's kind of confusing, but what I'm saying is you could have had a win if you played optimally. Like if you actually played players off your bench. I'm not looking at, waiver wire ads or anything like that. Just players off your bench. Could that person that actually lost, could they have won if they weren't such a shitty manager? So WOBs. So look for WOBs. WOBs are mainly going to be towards your lower end and middle of the road teams. Same thing for this one, but this one actually will encompass the whole league. But bad beats, or BB for short, when a team scores above the league average for the week but still loses. So hey, let's say the league week's average is 140, and let's say I score 146 against Pennington and lose. I scored above the league average and still lost. That's kind of like the little bad beat. So, hey, you had a tough week. You still scored a lot of points and still lost. That's a bad beat. It's So these stats are cumulative. So we'll see who's unlucky and who's actually screwed themselves. So it's kind of like each week I will have these bad beats and WABs. Obviously, wins added because of bad starts, WABs. For each team, you can see like who actually, has been unlucky, who has been managing their team poorly. So it's kind of like this is at a quick glance. It's just like it shows you a snapshot, just like a record shows you a snapshot, but it doesn't show you everything. This kind of dives a little bit the sabermetrics of fantasy football. How about that? So let's go on to number 10. I don't think it's any surprise here. It's Steve, 0-2, Panthers. So yeah, let's go at his bad beats. He has one bad beat. That was against me week 1. I should get my phone out so I can look at stats and stuff. But yeah, he had a bad beat. He was actually above. Actually, he was above the week 1 scoring average and lost, unfortunately. And he also had a WAB. He had a WAB in week 1. He could have. Let me go back. Week 1. Sorry, this is all new to me. So I think if you could have, you could have played Kareem Hunt and Jerry Jeudy instead of Montgomery and I'm not going to say Derrick Henry because no one's actually ever going to bench Derrick Henry. He just needed to play Jerry Jeudy or Kareem Hunt over David Montgomery, and he would have won. So that's unfortunate because he's now 0-2. Lowest point total by a wide margin. And I think that has to do with actually his second week because his first week was above the week, the lead score. And his second week, he scored a resounding 84 points with a 2 QB. We're playing a full point PPR and 2 QB league, and he scored 84 points. Steve, what are you doing? He needs to figure out his quarterback situation in a hurry, or Steve will be in the basement, be a basement dweller for the rest of the year. And he's looking like he's going to speed run the 2-2 challenge again because Steve, like, man to man, I was going to say Kirk Cousins, Matt Ryan, and Jared Goff. Fine fancy quarterbacks in 2017, maybe 2016. Don't know about Jared Goff, but they're fine back then. But this is 2022. Come on, I say it every year. I say you cannot win fantasy football on draft night, but you sure hell can lose it on draft night. And it's looking like with the QB situation, Steve is speed running towards that last place. No further comments. Steve, make some trades. Number 9, Donnie Kirkpatrick, a.k.a. Skip, 0-2. He has one bad beat, and I need to look at each week. God, I'm sorry, guys. Donnie Kirkpatrick, bad beat, definitely week 1 with him over him playing P. P was the highest scorer. Ryan scored 142 to P's 155. 142 would have beaten over half the league, so that's a bad beat definitely. And Wabs, was it week 1? I cannot remember where his Wabs were from. I need to do better his Wabs were in week 1, I think, because let's see real quick. Yeah. So his Wabs was in week 1. He could have played any number of players over. Let's see, Tony Pollard didn't help because he needed. So was it week 1? I'm looking at it. It was week 2. He has a Wabs. I did the math. Hold on. Maybe it was week 2. Maybe you should have played Tony Pollard and Bryce Hall over Naeem Knox and Jay Will from Denver. I think he would have won. But that's kind of Wabs are very. It's a new stat. I need to buff it out. But he has one Wabs where he could have played his optimal lineup and would have won. Needs to figure out who's his RB2 and RB2 and wide receiver 2 moving forward. I think with Keenan Allen coming back, that kind of solidified the RB2 question mark, but his RB2, that solidifies his wide receiver 2. He needs to figure out his RB2 because he's been flip-flopping. Week 1, if you look at his starting lineup, is completely different from his week 2. So he kind of needs to nail down his starting lineup moving forward. George Kittle is looking like he's going to be on track to start week 3. That's huge because he's been playing a hodgepodge of. He's been playing like Higbee, who had a good performance in week 2, but let's be honest, everybody. The reason why you draft George Kittle is because he's going to be your starting tight end week in and week out. Higbee is a nice pickup, but he still lost when he went off for 14 points. So definitely Ryan's looking forward to that. Have a stronger lineup moving forward because, like I said, Keenan Allen is coming back. George Kittle's coming back. He has all these players coming back, and if Derek Carr can play above his play at his ceiling and Kyler Murray still do Kyler Murray things at a QB spot. He just needs, time because, obviously Justin Jefferson is awesome. He has a good all around team. He just needs, his players to get healthy and still perform. I don't think Skip has potential to break in the top realm, but he definitely is underperforming, if that means anything. He's definitely better than what he's been doing. So, number 8, Trent. 1-1. You're like, hey, Dean, there's other 0-2 teams. I know. This is my list, so hear me out. Bad beats. He doesn't have any WABs. What is his WAB? His WAB was week 1 because he won week 2. So his WAB was... let me see. He could have... Oh, yeah. Patterson. Play Patterson over Josh Jacobs. Boom. He wins. Right? And then Darrell Henderson. Or shoot. Yeah. Cordell Patterson and Darrell. Play... I think it's play Patterson and Darrell Henderson over Thielen and Josh Jacobs. He wins. That's his WAB. Second to last in scoring, but easily could be 2-0, which is the strangest thing because he has a WAB. So he won last week and he could have won week 1. It's so strange that he could be 2-0 with the second to last in scoring. Hasn't scored above the league average yet, and that's concerning. That's when I like. That's when I know I have flaws in my team if I'm not averaging the league average week in and week out. Not even week in and week out. You haven't done it yet. So Trent has gotten lucky week 2 because he hasn't scored over the league average and won. So he needs to figure out what he's going to do. Burrow is having, I don't want to say a down year, but he's getting banged up. He's number 11 QB right now. Kamara didn't play last week, and he had a bad game week 1. Josh Jacobs has been meh. Scary Terry's been okay, I guess, but he's not the guy that we thought he was. Thielen has been meh. There's a lot of question marks and a lot of meh. Like Thielen is probably done for. I would not trust him. And then you're looking at his team is just not a lot of good. I say that I put sneaky team that could pop off and maybe just been a slow start. When I say sneaky team, he has I'm saying players that are underperforming. So Kamara, Josh Jacobs, Scary Terry, Burrow's underperforming. He has all these obviously Thielen, but my personal thing is Thielen's underperforming. He could pop off, but my personal opinion is I don't think he will. But he has a lot of underperforming players right now. So we know Trent is not the most active on the waiver wire, active on the trades. So I don't know if this is going to be a sign of this is what his team's going to be for the rest of the year. Who knows? I think it's going to be more of a bottom dweller team, more so than not. Because he hasn't scored above the league average yet, and maybe it's trending that way for a reason. Number 7, redemption year, little P, 1-1, redemption year, and you're coming in at number 7. LOL. No bad beats for P and no WABs for P, so that's pretty. He couldn't have been better, and he couldn't have. So he couldn't have been. He couldn't have been 2-0, and he couldn't have been 0-2. If that makes any sense. So he is where he is. He's 8th in scoring and almost tied for 9th. That's a big yikes. That's a huge yikes. Now I'm about to tell you why he's this down bad. Doo-doo QBs. And I repeat, do not trade with this man. Please, for the love of God. His team is in shambles. And if you trade him a QB, I don't care if you just freaking picked him up off waivers. There's a reason why he's trading for a certain player. P has this way of just, trade raping people over and over again. It's been done in the past, and he will do it again. This is my warning. He will trade rape you, and you're going to feel his little P in your B. So don't do it. This is my warning. Don't trade with him because you want him to be bad. Has great talent on his team, but his QB situation is dire. If you go to his team right now of this recording, his current quarterbacks are Carson Wentz, and that's it. So that's kind of like, what are you doing there, P? Does he have a plan? I hope no one helps him out. But yeah, if you look at his team, he has Dalvin Cook, Mike Williams, Kyle Pitts, Devontae Adams, Michael Pittman Jr. coming back. DeAndre Hopkins will come back soon, but but Michael Pittman Jr. and Devontae Adams and Mike Williams and Dalvin Cook. Those are great names to have on anybody's team. Anybody will love to have those names on their team. Plus Kyle Pitts. I know he had a bad game, but I think it will bounce fast. Kyle Pitts is probably top 5 tight end. But I don't know what he's doing. Carson Wentz is his best quarterback. Guys, this is a 2-quarterback league. Quarterbacks are essential. If you look at, Jordan last year, and I just remember Jordan with Josh Allen. Quarterbacks are so important, and having 2 good quarterbacks just makes your team that much better. Let's moving on. Number 6, clear eyes for can't win. It was Trey Quinn, 0-2. Yeah, he's 0-2, and he's above some teams with wins. Might be a hot take, but proof is in the pudding. He has 2 bad beats and 1 WABs. He should be at least 1-1. His WABs came. Where did he come? His WABs came in week 1. He should have played. Should have played anybody over Allen Robinson. Any Bateman, he would have won. Yeah, Bateman. Yeah, he would have. Yeah. So pretty much, if he didn't play Allen Robinson, he would have won against Trey Science. Best 0-2 team, and it's not even close. He's the most. His right now points for. Let's see. Clara's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's outscoring 6. So what does that make him? Number 4 in scoring? Am I doing that right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he's 4th in scoring. So he's scoring. He's getting extremely unlucky with the bad beats. 2, he's above league average in both weeks, as well as bad beats. Quinn has been unlucky. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's been unlucky. So I think, points for is not an end all be all, because you can have the most points for and be 0-10, but that's very unlucky. So I don't think Quinn needs to panic sell or trying to fix anything. It's just a bad 2-week stretch. Unfortunately, that's that 2 week stretch started the year. Hurts looking like a true QB1. I don't know about his other QBs. Like I said, this is my first week doing it, so I'm not prepared. But, I mean, Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields are fine quarterbacks, fine young quarterbacks, fine young gentlemen. But, Justin Fields has yet to throw over 100 yards in a game. Am I not wrong? Am I wrong? I think I heard that somewhere. Trevor Lawrence has potential, obviously, number one overall pick. But, maybe it's a year early. Maybe. I don't know. He's still developing. So, but Hurts looking like that man, dude. Good pickup. Number 5, moving on to Teddy Roosevelt, A Dose of Hope, 1-1. 0 bad beats and 0 wabs. So he has not been unlucky, and he has not been a shitty owner or shitty manager, and could have won when he shouldn't have. This is middle as the road gets. It's 500 record with 0 bad beats, 0 wabs, and also just a tick. He's like the middle of the bell curve of league average in scoring. It's just a tick above league average. So if you're looking at a number 5 at 500, just above the league average, no bad beats, no wabs. This is the middle as the road gets. He's going to beat the teams he's supposed to beat, and he's probably going to lose to the good teams. So, I mean, just saying. Great all-around core. Maybe his aging quarterbacks could be Ted's bugaboo. What I mean by that, he has Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers, who have kind of, going into the year, you would think I had Russell Wilson last year, I'm pretty sure, and I was pretty frustrated with his performance to draft position. I can't remember off the top of my head where Teddy drafted Russell Wilson, but I know he's probably relatively high. Aaron Rodgers is that guy, but if you look at their stats so far, Russell Wilson position 18, and Aaron Rodgers 28. Not good at all, but that being said, there's still Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers, so let's not go, falling off a cliff here. This is just an overreaction, Teddy. I still think they're fine QBs, but you might want to look a little bit further into it. He's going to be very competitive week in and week out. He has not a huge glaring holes like some people behind him have or anything like that. He's not going to get blown out. He's not going to be a top scorer. He might be a top scorer if Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers go off, but what I'm saying is for the majority of the year, I see Ted's team just being even killed. This is, if he doesn't make any moves, obviously he will make moves. Ted's pretty active, so I don't think he's going to just sit there and let live. So let's move on. Number 4, Trey Steins. Beautiful soul. Our first undefeated team. But wait, Dean, there's only 3 undefeated teams. Yeah, I know. Bad beats 0 because he hasn't lost. Wabs 0 because he hasn't lost. So can't be beat. Can't be mad at his bad decision making. But he has some bad decision making. Oh, trust me. First 2-0 team on the list, and by far the worst. Shoot, I just built my mirror. Let me move this. Thank God I got some napkins right here. Hold on before. This is why we do it live. Trey Steins. His points 4. If I'm just looking at it real quick. Yeah, yes. Let's see if I can do quick things in my head. I want to say he's 6 in scoring. I could be 100% wrong, but he's below league average in scoring. I know that for a fact. And for an undefeated team to be below league average in scoring, that's pretty lucky. He's got a horseshoe of his butt. Below league average score and miles behind the other two undefeated teams. Yeah, it's not. It's like he's almost over 80. 350 to I don't know. Yeah. 350 to 276. Top scorer in him. So yeah, he's getting really lucky. He's not getting unlucky. He's getting real lucky because he needs to keep the lucky streak going because starting Mariota week in week out can only end up badly. I can see a world where I don't know. Trey Styles like trades Mariota to like someone like P for like scraps. I don't know, and then Trey will have to start. I don't know, somebody because he doesn't have another quarterback. What I'm saying is, like, I know Dak was supposed to be his starter, but like he's getting really lucky in his first 2 weeks. I don't think it will last even with Dak Prescott and Deshaun Watson coming back. I mean, what do you do when Deshaun Watson comes back? Like, are you going to bench Dak now? I just don't understand it. So, moving on. Number 3, Josh, 1-1. Darius Sanders. Oh, yeah. Just to go back on Trey, I don't think I'll elaborate. Other than Justin Herbert, his team, Almont St. Brown, maybe. I mean, he's really good, but other than those two guys, his team doesn't scare me. That's why I think he's a fraud. Number 3, Darius Sanders, a.k.a. Josh, 1-1. Definitely the best 1-1 team. Obviously, he's number 3 in scoring, I want to say. Let me look back. Slightly. Actually, he's number 2 in scoring, just slightly. So, bad beats. He has a bad beat, so he could easily be 2-0. Wobbs. This is an asterisk. I'm putting 0. Because week 1, he lost to Teddy. He would have won if he put. It would have been like, you can see, Edwards Hilaire bumping, Rashard Penny. That makes sense. Like, you can swap those in and out, but the one that will make his wobbs, like his when added because of bad management, is Daniel Jones over Matthew Stafford. No one in their right mind, when Matthew Stafford is healthy, is playing Daniel Jones over Matthew Stafford. So that's why I have an asterisk there. Number 2 in scoring, like I said. Points for is huge. So, I mean, yeah, he has only 1 loss, and he actually could have overcame that loss if he would have played stupidly and played Daniel Jones, but he made the right play. It didn't work out for him. So, like I said, what an idiot. Why do you play Daniel Jones over Matthew Stafford, you idiot? Like, what are you doing? That's why you're number 3, not number 1. That was a great core with Tariq Hill, Cooper Kupp, and Christian McCaffrey. You can throw in Hilaire up there too. Obviously, if I had to nitpick his weak point, maybe his quarterback play. When I say maybe, it's definitely his weak point because like all these guys are great. He's definitely knows how to win in this league with this format of two quarterbacks and full point PPR. So he's number 3. Hasn't missed a beat. He got unlucky week 1 because he scored over the league average. And he just ran into someone that got hot, Teddy. Do you have another one? He does not. So number 2 is actually the number 1 Creed fan, Jorge. Jordan, Baby Taunton, aka runner up, number 2 in our hearts, but number 1 Creed fan. Obviously, he doesn't have any bad beats or any wabs because he's undefeated. Josh Allen, too, would be the straw that stirs Jorge's team's drink. And Jordan rode Josh Allen to the championship last year. And he's looked like he's going to ride him hard again this year. Unpause. No homo. So, like, Tua is actually the surprise. Like, there was a lot of question marks. I mean, obviously he has talent around him, and he's finally, I guess, succeeding. Little midget that he is. I mean, it's kind of great when you have Waddle and Galecki and what's his name? I can't even think. Tyreek Hill. Just kidding. I knew it all along. So yeah, those two guys are his like golden ponies, as you would say. Let's move on. Number 2 in scoring. I scored above league average, so like it makes sense. He's number 2 in scoring, and he's scored above the league average. He's undefeated. Just, like the number 1 guy. I don't know if y'all know who the number 1 guy is, but it's neck and neck. There's just one slightly better, and there's nothing wrong with being number 2. There is 8 other guys that will love being number 2, and George's position. And I think moving forward, he has navigated the draft well. He has definitely put his team in a good position to be at the top or near the top week in, week out. I mean, if you look at his team, he has Josh Allen and Jordan Taylor. Like, man, that's, I mean, why is that Jordan Taylor? Because I'm talking about Jordan. Jonathan Taylor, Aaron Jones. Like, if I have to nitpick about his team, is definitely his wide receiver core. But other than that, I think, with Josh Allen, if Tua keeps playing out his skull, because Tua's actually ranked number 5 right now in QBs. So, like, if he stays number 5, has Jonathan Taylor play like Jonathan Taylor and Aaron Jones play like Aaron Jones, and that's a good 4 right there. So Jordan knows what he's doing. That's why he's number 2. Dun dun dun. He hate me. Shaboy. 2-0. Obviously, I don't have any bad beats. I don't have any wabs because I'm undefeated. Definitely the surprise team of the year so far. I think so. I don't know if y'all think so, but coming into this year, definitely. I mean, last year I finished 5th, and I've been kind of absent from the playoff hunt these past couple years, so I kind of took a new approach to the draft. I took a new approach to just to this league, because it is one of the more different leagues that I do play in. So I think a lot of people, I didn't go off the, what everybody else was going off of. So with my draft, picking, Patty Mahomes in the first round definitely was a risky or well, I'm tired, guys. It's 12:12 right now. Not ethical, unorthodox move for the most part, but league leader in scoring, and I'm doing it by a wide margin. Yeah. I already hear, well, you scored 200 points and almost 200 points in week 2. Well, you know what? I did that. You can buy variants and all that stuff that we were taught last year by Teddy. I might be coming back down, but I have the potential to score almost 200 points, and no one has come that close yet. Diggs, do I need to say more? By the way, all y'all could have had him. I snug him in the second round, so I don't want to hear, oh, I couldn't have gotten him. Yeah, you could have. Diggs is he's my Diggs. And if Tom Brady can figure out how to play football, boy, y'all are in for a real treat. Because so far he's playing like 29th ranked quarterback. And when I say this next part, I hope I don't hurt anybody's feelings. Because I think I have one of the deepest teams in the league. If you go look at my bench, it's full of players like Amari Cooper, Christian Kirk, Damian Harris. I picked up Wilson Jr. Zeke can go off. He's not even playing. I like Chubb, Gibson, Waddle has been playing it. I also got Darren Waller, Marquise Brown. Like just a solid. And if Tom Brady can actually play like a mid-level quarterback, he's playing like at a bottom level quarterback, and I'm scoring all the points. If you can figure it out, that'd be great. That's Power Rankings. Y'all, I appreciate you tuning in. I'll upload it soon and send out the link. So looking forward to next week. I will probably have it ready by waivers on Thursday. That will clear. So everybody, good luck next week, and go Pirates. Beat Navy. Woohoo.